with violation of sex offender registration annually. That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact is calling 2023 CR 4304, State of Texas versus Alexander Lee Politos. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Mitchell for the state.
Defense?
John Pettis for defense.
Are you Mr. Politos?
Yes,
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Sorry, Judge.
Have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Politos, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, it appears you're proceeding on the indictment as presented. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Politos, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with violation of sex offender registration annually? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Off the record for a moment, excuse me. Do you need to blow your nose or do you need some help? All right, that's no problem. I mean, if you need some Kleenex, we will give you Kleenex. But the sniffing is not great. All right. We're back on the record. And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Just 1 second. I'm sending an email telling them how hot it is in this court. Am I the only person?
Sure.
Just 1 second. All right. I sent them an email. All right. We're back on the record. Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Politos, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this
No,
plea?
Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. You to comply with Chapter 62 registration. And of course, you'll be supervised by the sex offender unit. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes,
In
Your Honor.
both places. Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the plea bargain agreement, state is recommending that you deferred adjudication be for a term of 5 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours of community service, restitution, and 180 days in the Bexar County Jail. With regards to the community service hours, my understanding is there are no community service hours available for sex offenders.
My understanding is you have to buy those out, Judge.
All right. So did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence
Mr. Honor, State offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
No objection, Judge.
showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right. After reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Mr. Politos, why didn't you report?
Because Your Honor, I made a mistake and it slipped my mind and I'm not going to deny.
No,
I
you didn't
made
make a mistake.
I
It's a
did.
choice.
It's a choice. Yes, I understand that.
So why didn't you report?
I just forgot, Your Honor. I'm not going to lie
How can you forget that?
because I had a lot of going on right now and I guess
What was going on right now?
I had a lot to do with my job. I was working every day, constantly, every morning, and I tried to get a day off from my boss, but my boss was trying to be, I already asked for a day off, and once I get that day off, I gotta wait extra months just to get another day off. Because that's how my job likes to work, and I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you.
All right, when people keep telling me they're not going to lie to me, or if they say in all due honesty or with all due respect, what's coming after that usually is not respect, not honesty.
But I know I accept this. I know I made my mistake, and I accept my punishment, Your Honor.
No, I mean, it was a mistake. You made a choice.
Yes, sorry about that, Your Honor.
No. I mean, people always have a different definition of mistake than I have. All right. Does anybody want to speak to this 180 days? Is this 180 days for punishment? What is it for?
It's punishment, Judge,
All right.
as a condition of deferred.
So is this the first time he's missed reporting?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. This is what the court will do. The court will sentence you to 5 years deferred adjudication. You must report. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Chapter 62 registration. He's to be supervised by the sex offender unit. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. And the court saw that the deferred adjudication for his underlying case was only 3 years. That sort of tells me a little bit about that case. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be 100 hours of community service restitution. Since you're not allowed to do actual community service hours and there's no choice, I usually let people buy it out at $7.25 per hour. I'll let him buy that at $6 an hour.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. There's to be a $500 fine that will be probated. Are there drug issues with you?
No, Your Honor.
There's to be regular UAs. He can do the patch if he wants to do the patch since he works. Now, does anybody want to speak to this 180 days?
Judge, just,
Is this something you all agreed to in order for him to have deferred?
yes, Judge.
But you had to put it outside the line? Okay.
I don't know why it was outside the line, but it was part of the agreement.
All right, 180 days in the Bear County Jail as a condition. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Your Honor.
Is there,
No, Your Honor.
right, is there anything else you need from the court?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so it'll be 180 days in the Bear County Jail as a condition of probation. How long have you already been in jail?
4 months, Your Honor.
I'll give him credit for any time served with regards to that.
Thank you, Judge.
Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because, yes,
Your Honor, I know that you didn't say field visits, but you do know that for someone.
yes,
I just wanted
that's
to
why I
make sure.
didn't.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, we can go off the record, and this court reporting is very important. You have to be in communication with your probation officer. If there's an issue with your employment, let probation know, because probation may be able to work around that. But with regards to the registration, you must register. If you do not, you're looking at potentially 10 years in the prison. So here on out, if your employer doesn't let you leave to register, and if you have not made some sort of arrangements to register, there's only one question you need to ask yourself. Is this job potentially worth me going to prison for 10 years? Because I will keep it, let me just say this, I will keep an open mind, but registration is like strict liability. It's, were you supposed to register and did you register? Those are the only two questions. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. No big excuse.
Yes.
This courtroom got tense fast after the defendant tried using one of the weakest excuses imaginable. Facing charges for failing to register as a sex offender, he calmly told the judge he simply forgot. But the judge immediately shut that down, coldly responding, "That wasn't a mistake, that was a choice." The defendant kept trying to explain his work schedule and stress, but the judge wasn't buying any of it. Instead, she reminded him that registration isn't optional, and ignoring it could lead to years in prison. Then came the punishment: 5 years deferred adjudication, strict supervision, and 180 days in jail.
Who's here on Davis Villegas? Hello,
Judge,
what are we doing with this case?
it's gonna be a plea with a recommendation.
All right. Court is calling 2021 CR 2745, State of Texas versus Davis Alexander Villegas. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Travis Banks, the state of Texas.
Defense?
Raymond Bell for the defense.
All right. And are you Davis Alexander Villegas?
That's me, man.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and states motion to supplement pending motion to revoke probation. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
My attorney, yes, he showed it to me.
All right. Are you the same Davis Alexander Villegas who was placed on community supervision in 2021 CR 2745 for the offense of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation on April 11, 2022 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Correct.
All right, state.
Related condition number 2, on or about and this is from the first motion to revoke.
Okay.
On or about the 31st day of March, 2023 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Davis Alexander Villegas, defendant there, failed to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Hey, true.
All right, state.
The state will waive and abandon the other violations.
Any objections?
Objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to $4,000 fine and up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail? Did you understand?
That's correct.
No, did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
That's correct, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
Somewhat, Your Honor. I think the agreement is that he be revoked. The state is asking the court to sentence him to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. And I'll let defense.
All right,
And
defense.
Judge, that's correct. We're just asking the court consider sentencing him, performing the sentence to 6 months. Mr. Vegas makes no excuses for what he did, made a choice, quite frankly. He missed and then he got scared and chose not to keep coming back in. He's had a lot of time to think about it, Judge. He's been sitting in jail now for about 61 days, 62 days. And he's determined given his circumstances, that it's best to grant the motion at this point and assess some jail time. He would just ask the court consider reforming the sentence to the 6 months as opposed to the year.
All right. Anything you wish to say, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you
Yes.
raise your right hand?
Right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
David Villegas.
Yes, what would you like to say?
I would like to say thank you for the offer of probation. I did relapse on alcohol, and which gave me I'm gonna be truthfully and honest with you. And that's the reason why I didn't go report. I was going through a little bit of difficulty in life, and my choice was to look for a way out with drinking, and that was my choice, which led to I didn't report. So I just wanted to be honest with the court. You know what? So after this, I'm able to go back to living my regular life and able to work and be a, positive, productive member of society.
But you cannot go back to living your regular life because your regular life is gang affiliation and it's drugs. And from when my mind is a steel trap. When I first sentenced you, from that day to now, you are looking a little bit worse for wear because you've lost more weight and you're using more than just alcohol.
That's correct, ma'am. I did relapse on methamphetamine.
Well, no, I mean, you just threw out alcohol. You didn't say anything about meth. So you have an issue. All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a choice. Here are your choices. Let me see how long you've been on.
About 2 years, Judge.
All right. I can continue you and send you to SATA. But I'm not sure. Vashawn, will SATA take him for gang affiliation? Ah.
That's been part of the problem, Judge.
Is there any place else that would take him? Because he's on misdemeanor probation and he only has about a year remaining. Yeah, we can't extend him. That's a problem. Will ISF take him?
No, Your
No.
Honor. State ISF? Yes, Your Honor, they'll take some.
All right. So you have a choice, and this is your choice. One, if you truly want help with your drug problem, then I will send you to state ISF. I will continue you. Or two, I will sentence you in the Bexar County Jail to 1 year. Either way, your time is going to pass. So which would you prefer?
I prefer to get help, ma'am.
Okay.
Sitting in the jail?
No.
Wait.
Yeah, you're going to wait for transfer.
Yes. I know. I think it's about 30 days, Judge, give or take.
Yes.
Your Honor, he will need to be extended for that program as well.
We can't extend him.
So
I mean, can they just start treatment with him?
can you just give me this maybe 5 minutes?
Sure. Just give us a moment. And then after this case, we're going to take up the case with the interpreter, and that is Fernando Sanchez. I tell you what, if you all will step back a moment, let me take up this case and then I'll come back to your case. Fernando Sanchez. Okay. No problem. Okay, we'll see what happens. Okay. All right, and who is the prosecutor on? Ah, there you are. Hello, good morning. All right, we're not on the record. So where are we on this case? Because I have that today's special crimes was to make a decision on its case.
Yes, we're ready to proceed, Judge. We're ready for trial. I believe defense counsel needs time to review discovery.
Well, no, I mean, has an offer been tendered?
Yes.
An offer was tendered this morning, Judge, and my client surrendered and posted bond, I think about a month ago, maybe less than a month ago, thereabouts. And so I did receive discovery
Mhm.
last week, voluminous,
Okay.
like a lot. Mainly videos, but there is some written documentary discovery that was also provided. I need some more time to look at all of that and go over it with my client. I mean, I haven't even gone over it with him.
All right, we're going to recall this in 30 days. That will be for you to review whatever discovery you need to review. And then after that, it's going to be a jury trial date. And I'm assuming this case is driving the vehicle.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Fernando Sanchez? All right, we'll be back on September 5th. And has he spoken to an immigration attorney?
Not that I'm aware of, Judge.
All right, are you appointed?
No, ma'am. I just was recently hired.
All right, so he needs to have an immigration attorney as well, and that'll need to be done on September 5th. All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing further from the defendant, right?
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you'll give them their reset form and then you're excused. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, are we ready on Villegas? All right. Yes. Yes. Oh, sure. Yes.
Just trying to see. if there's any trouble.
It's too close for state ISF. Even if we just do the one track, it's just not enough time left on this probation for them to consider it. I am checking with someone over at Lifetime
Mhm.
to see if they would accept him with the gang status. So I'm just waiting for her to get back to me.
All right.
She's verifying it right now.
We'll wait, because if he can't go to inpatient, then I'm going to have to revoke you. So they'll see if Lifetime Recovery will accept him inpatient.
Okay, Judge.
All right, so just give us a moment. She's going to check on that. And counsel, if you want to talk to him about it and explain to him about Lifetime Recovery.
I'll explain. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so just give us a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's here? Amanda Christian, and after that, it's going to be Vanessa Rubio.
I am Judge. I'm Amanda Krishna. And this is the second thing.
All right, so where are we on discovery?
I was waiting to talk to Brittany, but I wasn't able to get to her. I don't recall if at the last setting we did.
Oh, she's right there if you want to get
Oh,
to her.
no, she was just talking to somebody else. I didn't want to.
All right, well, we'll wait for that.
I just didn't know if we did discovery at the last setting, but as far as I can tell, Judge, we have everything. I mean, it's only a second setting, but I think everything's in.
I don't know.
All
I
right,
mean, I
they're
don't
going
know
to check.
what I don't know, but it looks like we should have everything.
All right. State, did you tender an offer?
I think we've been conferring about an offer. Yes.
All right, my understanding there is an offer.
Yes.
Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
on Amanda Christian, if you recall this in 30 days, that's their plea deadline date.
I can do that one.
All right, your plea deadline date is going to be September 5th. On that date, you need to let the court know whether you're accepting the offer. After that date, the court will not consider any further plea bargain agreements. Do you understand?
Yes. Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
After she signs the reset form.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Who's here? Vanessa Rubio?
The interpreter is here for these other 3 cases that I just put down.
Oh, okay.
They're all in
I'm
jail.
sorry. One more moment on Vanessa Rubio. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, thank you. So is Jason or Daniel? Oh, you are Daniel, duh. Is Jason or Hank? Okay, all right, no problem. No problem. All right, Randy Lopez Benitez. Hello.
Hi, I'm sorry, I was
Oh.
not here.
That's okay, you need the interpreter. Hi, we need the interpreter on this case.
Let me just, I'll just leave it here.
Yes, because you haven't, yes.
3, 1,
All right. All right, so my understanding, I guess the federal government is not going to be involved in this?
Yes, Judge. What happened was we were told this was a very large amount of discovery. We were asked to bring, I guess the big terabyte or whatever.
Mhm.
A couple of weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, I took one. Apparently I found out at the beginning of last week that it was corrupted and they couldn't use it. So I have to get a clean one because it's one I had before. And so I'm going to have to go get another one. I was out Thursday and Friday, and so I didn't have it. I wasn't able to get one. I can go today and I will turn it over to the DA's office this afternoon. And maybe we can have that. My client, from what my understanding is, he says he wants a trial in this matter. And so therefore I just need to get all of that discovery.
All right, and you have an offer, correct?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On this case, recall this in 2 weeks. And then after that date, we will give you your jury trial date.
Okay, Judge.
And this is your plea deadline date. What date, Ms. Ferguson? Lopez Benitez.
I can do that one August 24th.
All right, your plea deadline date is August 24th. After that date, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else?
Not on this case, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, could I see the parties on Juan Carlos Soto Victorino? All right, so again, I'm assuming the feds are not picking this case up either. All right, you have your discovery.
No, Judge.
Why not?
Well, we haven't signed an acknowledgement. I believe we have everything that the state.
All right, and an offer has been tendered, correct?
No, Your Honor. We do not.
All right, Norma, on this case, you all are going to have to confer off docket for your offer. Ms. Ferguson, on this case, set it also for August 24th as their plea deadline date.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that's going to be your plea deadline date. The court will not accept any offers after that point. Do you understand?
Yeah, that's fine.
No, do you understand?
See, yes,
And is your client a citizen?
no, Your Honor.
All right. Have you consulted with an immigration attorney for him?
You have not.
All right, that needs to be done by next setting.
Yes, Your Honor, do that.
Is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Judge, and it's Miguel Hernandez's client.
Miguel,
She could be withdrawn in the back.
all right, you'll come up with your client.
He's on the recall, Judge.
Okay.
Lasso.
Yes, no, yes. If you have to come up.
You have security.
All right, counsel, is your client a citizen?
I don't believe you. Your Honor.
No, I'm not.
All right, are you appointed?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Ferguson, he needs an immigration attorney. And see if Matt can send someone down now. And your plea deadline date is going to be August 24th. Counsel, did you receive an offer?
Not on this case, Judge. I don't believe.
All right, you'll have to confer off docket to get the offer.
Yes, Judge.
And we're going to come back on August 24th. That will be your plea deadline date. After that, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case. Do you understand?
I do, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Keith Davis. All right, today, you can keep him there if it's easier for you, Deputy. All right, Mr. Davis, today is your plea deadline date.
Your Honor, good morning. Frankie Sandoval on behalf of Mr. Davis. Continuing ongoing negotiations with the state, we've received a better offer, Judge, that Mr. Davis would like time to consider, but he also wants to approach the court and ask a question.
What is your question? Well, here's the thing with regards to affidavits. One, if it's presented to me, I will read it, whatever affidavit you file. The affidavit is given to your attorney and it's given to the state. With regards to motions, your attorney will file the motions that your attorney thinks is appropriate in the case. You have an attorney and that is your attorney. You're not the attorney of record. Your attorney is the attorney of record. So the court does not review any of your motions unless your attorney wants the court to hear those motions. Do you understand? All right, this is coming back for jury trial tomorrow. Ms. Ferguson, can you make sure that Mr. Davis is dressed? So tomorrow is your jury trial date and your plea deadline date.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. And Norma, that's Keith Davis. Mr. Davis, they will bring you brought over dressed in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something else, you need to let your attorney know. And you'll have to sign a clothing exchange. Do you understand? All right, thank you. And then we're going to take up Rubio.
I think they got an answer on this.
Oh, we have an answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you'll come forward with your client.
That was pretty fast.
Okay. Probation does great work.
Yes, ma'am.
Small.
And let me just write this in the phone. Yes.
Lifetime does accept people with gang affiliation.
All right, so we're back on the record. In 2021 CR 2745, State of Texas versus Davis Alexander Villegas. Mr. Villegas, Lifetime Recovery will accept you into their inpatient treatment program. So you have a choice. I can sentence you to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, or I can send you to Lifetime. Which would you prefer?
Oh, what's the wait on the lifetime, ma'am?
What's the wait?
I'll
Up to
take,
2 weeks.
I'll take recovery, man.
All right, see, here's the thing. When people say, what's the wait time? Then that makes me wonder if you're really prepared for recovery. Because if you're really prepared for recovery, the wait time can be whatever the wait time will be. So are you sure this is something you wish to do?
Your Honor, yes. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
All right. So I'll deny the motion. Alternate amend conditions to include lifetime recovery, defendant is to remain in custody until transported to Lifetime. And I'm going to want a GPS on him. I know they do GPS at Lifetime Recovery. So we're going to do full GPS.
With the court consider waiving fees, Judge, I'm court appointed, and I don't think he's got.
Oh, I'll ask that fees be waived or deferred.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further from the state here.
Probation is, oh, I'm sorry.
No, for the front of the bench.
Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Your Honor, did you want to add in possible UAs?
We'll do the UA hotline until further notice. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
To tell you the truth, I would just like to take whatever is offered within like parenting classes,
Oh, I've already ordered that.
or I just want to get my life back on track, man.
Okay. All right, we can go off the record. Lifetime Recovery is going to accept you. Do not bring that gang nonsense to their doorstep. Do you understand?
I understand you.
And if there is any type of issue that occurs where you're bringing drugs to Lifetime Recovery, we're going to have an issue. Do you understand?
I understand you.
All right. All right, good luck
Thank
to you.
Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.